Hey, Ratfink here. We're doing a Hellgreed tutorial. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, um, but I really didn't feel like I was at the level I wanted to be um, as far as the mechanics of this. This is by far the hardest, but probably most rewarding scenario in GSO, I'd say. Um, the learning curve is pretty steep, but if you can find people who know it and tag along and ask questions, um, yeah, it's a great scenario. It's a lot of fun. Anyways, this first stage, this first opening area, we stack here. It's a good point where you can get all the little mini snowmen to stack up and for the most part not touch you. Same with this spot here. As Kite, they will all follow you. So as you can see, they're all kind of going up and getting stuck on this corner. They do spawn down here, but as you can see, Petra's tagging them. This stage here, they spawn in this fenced area. As Kite, I just stay in the corner here. This is a really fast party as far as DPS, so I'm going to try to cover everything as far as mechanics, but we might not see everything. This phase here, typically one person of the group will run to the top right where there's a snowman, and that will instigate this skip. The rest of the party can stay in this area here. This is the way I run it. Other people will kite them to the top right corner. So this is ice style. I changed my cards here to speed, marvelous, and green shelter. It helps to get in front of his ice dive, which we might get. But like I said, this party's really fast. Yeah, he's already... Okay, here we go. So as you can see, just running the perimeter, my speed boost is activated. And yeah, I'm staying in front of it pretty good. He does another attack. It's kind of a fanned out laser beam ice thing he does. You just want to make sure you're as far away from him as possible and continuously moving, because they do just they pinpoint where your location is. So as long as you're moving, it's pretty easy to escape. Sometimes you'll get cornered, and at that point the rest of the team should be on their toes and be able to unfreeze you. So we have a person running maze right now, which I believe is Anthon. You want 2 people to run maze here, and then 2 people come down here. This is the big difference between Hellgreed 1 and or Greed 1 and Hellgreed is you want to kite the mobs down here. They will follow the party lead. And the reason we stand here is when they throw those blue snowballs, you can do a quick down up and it nullifies the frozen aspect. The timing's a little bit weird. You have to wait right before it gets to you and then move. You can run it on the stairs there. It's just it gets a little messy up there. So this is the preferred method to do it. And this whole second part, while he's doing the maze, is timed. So with an experienced party, it's usually not a problem as I'm shooting diagonally. So our top team will run through that pathway and help skip through this dialogue. And I will. Oh, looks like we still have mobs. All right, there we go. There's a lot of skips here. I think there's like 3 or 4. So Bruce is next. You want to call tiles. He does do a jump. When he goes invisible, it's actually not a jump. He just goes invisible and then summons like an ice storm. At that point, you want to make sure you got your tiles all figured out, and otherwise the whole party can wipe. He does these ice balls, are these large snowballs. That's one of his attacks. He also does a red AoE, and lastly he does a mob spawn. You'll get little snowman and the medium snowman and the large ones. The large ones cause issues because they throw the the blue snowballs that do freezing. So as Kite, when that happens, you just want to be on your toes, get Bruce out of the area because the mobs will spawn on this right, since we're kiting along the right here. So the group can focus on getting rid of those mobs. As you can see, we're melting him pretty fast here, and he's just doing a lot of invisible moves here. All right, so this is Hellgreed coming up next. And we want to make sure our tiles are all figured out. But we've been running this for a while with the same group, so we all know our tiles at this point. So big thing about Hellgreed are there are 3 phases, 3 power phases. The first is from 7 billion to 3 billion, and second phase is 3 billion to 1.5 billion, and then the last phase is 1.5 till he's dead. First phase here, want to immediately run to the sides here, and then we're going to kite him just on the top here. The reason we do this is to help mitigate these ice charges, which is what you saw in that immediate first move. He will always start with that move, but keeping him up on this wall nullifies those attacks. As you can see, he's doing it, but nothing's happening. That's why we keep him on the top wall. Now all of his attack timings are 5 seconds. All but excluding this large ice shard attack, which starts at 6 billion. And you'll see it here. The timing with those is 8 seconds. It's very important to continually count in this scenario, especially during the last phase. Yeah, so those large ice shard attacks can be dangerous, especially for the Kite. Yeah, as you can see, if you just take a few, plus you're taking damage through running through them, yeah, you gotta stay sharp. And also he will start doing these potion debuffs where when you heal, you will actually do damage to yourself. So all right, as you can see, he's past the 3 billion mark. This is when he starts doing the ice fan. You just keep him on this top right corner. This phase, the ice shards don't do freezing. The last phase, they will. And he will do a jump, as well as this orb attack. The orb attack, you want to make sure you're not hitting him as he casts that, because the damage you do to him, you will take yourself. In the order he does these 3 attacks is random. So we got the third phase is coming up really quick here. Usually want to time it out after his jump. It's usually the best place to transition. You can talk to your party about organizing that. Here it just happened. For this last phase, you just want to keep him stuck to that top right wall and then run as far right by the 4th second that you're counting to the left. And that's because of his ice fan, which will freeze you. He has a blizzard thing, a blizzard attack as well. You usually want to place those in the center. Let's see if we get one. Okay, yeah. So those are the blizzards. They will explode 1 and 2. By the second, you want to be running to the left. The third one should not affect you, but you are allowed to run by the second one. And you need to be running just to keep your distance. Well, we did not get an ice fan there, but when that does happen, you want to run all the way to the left and then slightly down, and then bring them back to that top right corner as fast as possible. In a support, you always want to be up against that top wall. If you see those blizzard storms, you want to go slightly below Hellgreed, and that will prevent you from getting frozen from those blizzard storms. Anyways, that was a pretty fast run, but that's the gist of it. I try to get as much mechanics jam-packed into this run as possible. Anyways, I hope it helped. Thank you.